Coming right up, the Warriors taking on the Raptors. For the Warriors, they're ranked 6th in the West, one of the better teams in the league. Raptors, Warriors, tip-off right after this.
This for my city, this for the top, this for the win, this for the win, this for the crown, this for the crown, this for my homies and brothers, they know that I love them, I got them, I'm holding it down. Shorty, you pretty, you come to my city. This for my city. We thank you for coming, we thank you for coming.
Welcome to Thursday Night Basketball on 2K Sports. Glad to have you along. Brian Anderson here, alongside Grant Hill and Richard Jefferson, with Allie LaForce joining us from the floor. And we got a chance to check out multiple seasons of assist numbers and what has been the trend for Draymond Green.
And that decline in assist numbers over the last few years is what has made him more of a one-note player on offense. If he could integrate more passing back into his game, he'd be giving opposing defenses a much harder time.
So let's take a look at the starters for Toronto. Barrett is the 3, and Barnes will play the 4. Emmanuel quickly is out there with Walter, and it's Pirtle in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Golden State, Curry and Pods make up the backcourt. Jimmy Butler out there with Green, and it's Moody in at the 3. The season winding down here, Grant. Playoff seedings of the utmost importance.
You know, B.A., you especially see the bubble teams giving that extra effort now. It's all hands on deck. Very little room for error.
Green, and it's hammered home by Green.
A big part of his game offensively. Green fantastic at the pick and roll game.
Outside Barrett. Outside Barnes. Just 4 to shoot. Picked by Pirtle from behind the arc. Barnes, and that's good.
This team relies on Barnes to drill threes, just stretching out the floor.
Curry passes to Butler. Green with a screen on Barnes. Outside Moody. Outside Curry. Knocks down the triple.
What a response from Curry. Gotta know he's coming for his revenge.
And so quickly we'll bring it up for Toronto. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Phoenix.
Just a tough road loss. You're going against players who are comfortable shooting in their own building. You have to find a way to disrupt their focus.
Well, they weren't fighting through screens. Their closeouts and rotations were late. You name it, and let's just say they didn't do it on defense.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. Toronto making their last shot. 13 feet out. Curry's shot is off.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take.
Now here's Barrett. An effective score for them, scoring around 21.5 points a game. Now well into his 30s. Is it fair to start wondering how many seasons Jimmy Butler has left, Grant?
Well, it's a fair question, B.A. But at the same time, Jimmy's hunger is just so different than everybody else's, which I could see helping prolong his career.
First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for the Dubs, Jimmy Butler. Shooting 1.
One shot.
That's good from Butler.
And at this point of his career, Butler wants to win. And boy, does he ramp up his performance in the playoffs, especially in recent years.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as you can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Brian?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie. Toronto shooting their initial free throws of the game here.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Pirtle. Remember when people were questioning whether the Warriors were truly a dynasty, RJ?
I do, and that was erased for good with that championship run in 2022. I still think that is Steph's most important championship. That title cemented them as one of the all-time great teams of the last 50 years.
And the Warriors making a change here. Hield's checked in.
Known as a fantastic rim protector, Jakob has also made great strides offensively.
Here's Butler. Pirtle grabs a miss.
I thought he had that all sewn up, but somehow the defense just threw him off.
Pass to Quickly. Launches it. Buries it from 3.
And a nice find by Barrett. He has a complete game.
And it's Butler with the ball for the Warriors. They trail by 1. Outside Hield. Butler with the ball. And it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
When you're trying to stop a guy like this, you have to match his intensity level.
Pass to Pirtle. Six to shoot. The Raptors need to get off a shot. Here's Quickly. It's rebounded by Golden State.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Here's Butler. Oh, his shooting remains on point. 3 for 4 thus far. Now here's Barrett. Moody defends. Barrett into the lane, and it's in there.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Warriors ahead. They lead by 1. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And from what we've seen here from the Warriors, what's your take so far?
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
And let me tell you, when you establish a physical edge, it gives you a mental edge too.
Toronto trailing. So on the floor for Toronto to kick off the 2nd quarter. Scotty Barnes is out there with Chris Boucher. And it's Shed in at the 1. The rebound by Post. Outside Payton. Pass to Curry. Throws it up high. Wow, Kuminga playing way above the rim.
Beautiful setup on the alley-oop.
Great catch, great flush. You know, when you look around the league at the young players, Kuminga is one of the stars.
It's hard to ignore the work that he's done in his young career. Already a part of a championship team. There's no doubt he's blossoming into a star in this league. We got to keep an eye out for him.
Shed, that's good.
He can really stroke it from deep. You have to keep better tabs on him.
Hield passes to Kuminga. Back to Hield. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Hield's got his first bucket in this one.
They have no answer defensively inside.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Green's checked in for the Warriors. Pajemski comes in for Payton. Now we get a chance to check some stats for Scotty Barnes.
And his foul shooting has looked a little weaker over the last 5 games compared to where he was the rest of the season. I know how frustrating that can be, and I'm sure he's eager to turn it around.
Here's Shed. averaging around 6 a game. And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Pass to Mobo. Here's Abaji. They set a pick. 5 on the clock. Fires in the triple. Agbaji's got his first 3 points of the game. All right, Grant, give it to us straight here. What's the deal with star treatment in the NBA, you think?
Star treatment? What is that, B.A.? Nah, I think some players have a reputation which might help them on 50-50 calls. And you could argue that some players have a reputation that hinders them on the 50-50 calls. So it really just all depends.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, Coach Steve Kerr said of Jonathan Kuminga, we were trying really for a long time to get him to attack, get the ball in the paint and dunk it because he's unstoppable there. You just don't know when something's going to click, but it has clicked, and it's beautiful to see.
He has certainly found his lane, Allie. Thank you. And here's Curry for 3. And it's Boucher with the rebound.
Yeah, you know, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Pass to Shed. Here's Abaji. Here's Mobo, averaging around 5 points a game. There's the 3. Oh, again, Toronto with a triple.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over.
Things just aren't going their way. He clearly wants to talk it over.
Good timeout if you ask me. They have the momentum, and Coach wants to find a way to try and stop it.
And some changes here for the Warriors. Jimmy Butler's checked in for Kuminga, and Moody is subbed in for Stephen Curry. And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter. High post Green. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. That's on Jakob Poeltl.
The quintessential glue guy. Green does all the dirty work. You need one of these guys on your team because he has such a diverse skill set.
That free throw, no good. Grant, when you look at Draymond Green's career, you think he's going to the Hall of Fame?
You know, B.A., I believe so. He's won multiple titles, and we know how impactful he has been as a defender and distributor especially. I think we'll see him in Springfield one day.
Good on the second one. And when we talk about players who impact winning, Draymond Green is high on that list, RJ.
And the amazing thing, his career scoring average is in the single digits. Draymond does it with his passing and directing the defense and gives his teams energy.
Warriors trail by 4. Butler finds Green. Off target at the rim. Now here's Quickly. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Suns in Phoenix.
And let's not forget about the assist. His playmaking was critical for this team.
And it's good. 2 points.
He's a potent mix of effort and ability. Hard to shut down a player of his caliber.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
At the line for the Raptors, Emmanuel Quickly. 1 shot.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Here's the teardrop. Butler can't get it to go. Here's Walter. Misses the layup. And so we wrap up the first half. Toronto out in front, up by 7. Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
26.
Here with Coach Steve Kerr, your defense struggling to contain them in the first half. How do you remedy it?
We got to get back in transition. We got to make them feel us. You know, they're just running anything they want. We've got to at least disrupt the stuff they're trying to do.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, good stuff, Allie. And we'll get back to the action at the start of the third quarter.
And please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll, please. They're measuring up the shot. One more time, a round of applause for the participants.
Good to have you with us. With the season in its latter portion, let's look at the Eastern Conference playoff race.
Taking a look at the Raptors, a month left in the season. We still don't get to know where they land. Playoffs, play-in, or Cancun. A lot of options on the table.
Man, I know which they prefer, but it's going to take some good play down the stretch to get it done.
All right, looking back now at that first half, we just saw some obstacles to overcome for the Golden State Warriors.
They're getting cooked from long distance. Defensively, they have to do a better job of closing out.
Yeah, especially these days, it's not enough to protect the paint. Got to patrol the ARC as well.
And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA to call the second half.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Without question, Jimmy Butler displaying his skills today.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
The question now is, will the defense keep letting him punish them inside? Or did Coach have some new ideas for them?
And if you're just joining in, one half is in the books, one half to go. Curry and Pods make up the backcourt. Butler out there with Moody, and it's Green in at the center position. That's the Warriors 5. Here's Pirtle. Banked it in off the glass.
Ooh, fighting for those two. Jakob Pirtle using that 7'1" frame.
Curry against Quickly. Outside Pajemski. Green, a screen to the paint. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Barrett. Floats one up. Ooh, good work defensively by Butler. Warriors trail by 9. Outside Pajemski. Curry against Quickly. Tries the spin move. Quickly against Curry. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
How do you stop Curry? Well, in a short answer, you can't.
And Darko Rajakovic has called a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. And here now are the teams that have made a difference with their defense in the past 10 games. The 4th spot held by the Warriors.
Well, over these last few games, they've been putting excellent pressure on the ball handlers and then turning those forced errors into easy points.
Barrett passes to Quickly. And we're about a minute and a half in the second half. Got it. Good job in the low post. Quickly's got 8.
And Pirtle has improved as a passer. Good at getting it to his teammates on time and on target.
Outside Pajemski. Green, a screen. Outside Moody. Butler up top. 4 on the clock. Butler. Oh! Butler Butler bringing it home.
What a creative slam by Butler, showing off his tremendous athletic ability.
Just an awesome display of athleticism on our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Toronto leading by 7. Quickly passes to Pirtle. Here's Walter, defended by Pajemski. Now here's Barrett. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. No good with a layup. Here's Butler. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Playing with passion. Butler is never scared of a challenge, a wing who battles inside.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
And in their last game, he really distinguished himself at the free throw line.
That's good from Butler. And the Warriors making a switch here. Heald's checked in. The Raptors making a switch here. Butler hits them both.
Making shots at the line. You need a good routine, and he certainly has one.
Here's Shed. He's covered by Curry. The jump hook. Pulled the shot a little left. The bounce goes his way, though. Pirtle's got 4 points this quarter.
We have seen Jakob's role on offense grow over the years. He is a high percentage shooter from inside.
Here's Green. Oh, rejected by Pirtle. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. Boucher's checked in for Toronto. Here's Armstrong. And again, no good by Golden State. Toronto leading by 7. Here's Barrett. Rebounded by Butler. Outside Hield. Outside for Butler. The gritty finish from Butler there.
How talented is Butler? I mean, just so adept at carving out some space inside and converting.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Boucher a screen on Kuminga to the inside. And finished off by Boucher.
He knew exactly where his man was going to be. Outstanding lead pass.
Here's Armstrong. Pass to Butler. With 1 on the clock. No good. Misses at the buzzer. The third quarter comes to a close. Toronto out in front. They're up 7. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
I feel like we've seen more slick passing big men in the league today than we've ever seen.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. So for the Raptors right now, we've got Chris Boucher, and it's Lawson in a 2-guard. And there's the screen. The 3 from Curry. Oh, Curry, a sick triple.
Just another day at the office for Mr. Curry.
Here's Shed. He's covered by Curry. Boucher, left side. Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Toronto. On Sunday, they'll go up against Chris Paul and the San Antonio Spurs. Then on Monday, they'll be taking on Chris Middleton and the Washington Wizards.
And that game against the Nets, that's one that could easily go either way. A few mistakes could be the difference. I expect it to be a fun one.
So Toronto ends up going with a new group. Outside Pajemski. Back to Curry. to the middle. The shot by Butler, no good. Raptors lead by 4. Down low. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone now. Quickly from outside. Sinks it from distance.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that too.
When it ain't broke, leave it alone until someone stops him. Just let him roll.
Oh, Curry, what a tough finish.
And Curry makes the floater look so sweet. You just assume that it's going in the minute he releases it.
And Darko Rajakovic has called a timeout. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear what Darko Rajakovic said to the team. Coach cautioned his team against feeling comfortable. He said the moment we take our foot off the gas, they're back in it. Let's push through the finish line. Brian?
And Allie, thanks. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Pirtle, the pass to Barrett. Yes, it's good.
Such a gutsy player. Barrett takes on challenging defenders in style and stays in control.
Here's Curry. Rebound by the Raptors. Quickly passes to Barrett, and he jams it home with authority.
This has been the story of the game, a battle fought on offense.
Yeah, but I think it's going to come down to who can get the stops down the stretch, because that's who's going to come away with this one.
Green with a screen on quickly. Curry from deep three-point land. From beyond the arc and then some.
That's not even a deep three for Curry. That's just pretty much his range at this point in his career.
Outside Barnes. Pass to Barrett. Barnes a screen. Jimmy Butler with a rebound. And so it's Butler who brings up the ball for Golden State. 6-point game.
There is no moment that is too big for Steph Curry.
The Raptors have gone 3 of 4 in the fourth and looking confident on offense. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for the Raptors.
All game long, they've been making it rain from the arc. And look, they've done it by feeding the hot hands.
And also, I just love how they've been moving the ball side to side on the perimeter. Great passing, unlocking their offensive potential.
He hits the first one, and that puts him up 5.
And with Barrett, we know he can score the ball. Now he must focus on becoming a better passer and facilitator.
And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Taking full advantage of his opportunities at the line to extend their lead.
We've got 1:08 left to play in the fourth quarter. Hits the three-pointer. Curry's got 13 points in this quarter.
And Steph relishes taking key shots. It's what he's out there to do.
Pass to Barrett. Here's Walter. Fires from deep. He drops it from range. And the Raptors lead by 6.
This is why you always have to chase guys off the arc, because everyone has a three-point shot now.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth. And he buries it. What a beautiful shot. Brings him within 3.
When it is crunch time and you've got Stephen Wardell Curry, the game plan is simple. Get him the ball.
Here's Barrett. And it's in.
And you know Barrett wants the ball in his hands, especially on these big possessions.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. Seven-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Moody. Butler on the wing. He's guarded by Barnes. Clock at 6. On the wing, Curry. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Yes! And he's brought them within 2 points now.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
Getting a little desperate at this stage. I mean, the clock's the big factor.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And the second free throw, no good. Tough break there.
It's all about getting a 3 right here.
We'll see what they draw up. Three-pointer is a must.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence.
And of course, it helps space the floor, which gives this offense more room to operate.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. Five ticks left to play in the fourth. Here's Barrett. Good!
Man, where's the effort on the defensive end? You gotta play harder than that.
Yeah, these teams have kind of decided to fight this battle on scoring alone. There's not that much intensity on defense.
So it's the Raptors taking the W in a close one. With the late victory, they upset plenty of these hometown fans.
They really should take this win to heart. When the pressure was on, they stepped up and worked twice as hard to overcome it.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.